From Yale Street in the Houston Heights, it's another episode of Houston Atlas. Today we visit the Wilde Collection, located at 1446 Yale Street. The Wilde Collection is comprised of oddities, exotic taxidermy, the creepy, and the darkly beautiful. A gift shop of curiosities. Be prepared to be surprised. Now here is the Wilde Collection.
Hi, welcome to the Wilde Collection. My name is Lawyer Douglas. I own this store along with my business partner, Tyler Zottarelli. We are a store that offers a unique shopping experience for anybody looking for something out of the ordinary and unusual than you would find in other places. We are an oddities, curiosities store with taxidermy, gifts, and home decor. I was an interior designer. I'm also an artist, so a lot of the artwork that you see, I did myself. A lot of people ask me how we decided to come up with a store, how we came up with the name and the concept. I've always been a collector along with Tyler. I have always been a huge fan of Oscar Wilde, and Tyler was a fan of Edgar Allan Poe. And that gave us our name and also our logo. And we were sitting down one time over lunch, and we decided we should open a place where the ghosts of Oscar Wilde and Edgar Allan Poe would feel at home. So we created an elegant, Victorian, eerie, eclectic feel to our store, a little bit spooky, a little bit mysterious, very engaging, and thought-provoking. We're different than a lot of other oddity stores throughout the country because a lot of them, they try to disgust, they try to instill fear, they use the shock value, and that's not something that we try to do here. We want to keep it elegant, that is above all. We definitely want to be engaging, but we like to show how something can be dead and also can be beautiful, how something can be odd, but also can be very engaging. So we like a mix of everything: mysterious, eclectic, elegant, odd, and you name it. So when you look at our store, you'll be able to see how we brought all this together, and hopefully you will enjoy your visit and come and visit us often.
Hi, I'm Tyler Zottarelli. I'm the other owner of the Wilde Collection, and I'll be showing you our authentic Oddfellows real human skeleton. It's from the early 1900s. It came from a lodge that was closing out of Missouri. The Oddfellows were an organization similar to the Masons that began, I believe, in the 1600s. They got their name because during that time period they were a charitable organization, as they still are, and that was considered to be odd and unusual during that period of time. They used skeletons like this in their ceremonies, their initiation ceremonies for new members. It was to remind them and make them think of their own mortality.
I had a customer come and ask me what was the scariest or eeriest item that we carry. And that was a little hard to answer because I don't think that any of our items are particularly scary and spooky. I think that the story behind it, some people might find a little eerie, but I myself can see the romance behind any story, especially when it deals with love and loss. So I would like to show you Evelyn. This is a Memento Mori. The story behind Evelyn is, in one of my shopping excursions, I was fortunate enough to be invited into somebody's attic. When I went in there, there was an old abandoned box. I opened it and there were some child clothing. This doll right here, and this is an art piece that I made myself. And there was a letter from a mother to her daughter who had passed away. So after reading the letter and feeling how the emotions that she put behind it of losing a child and loving her so much, I decided to commemorate the letter and her love for her daughter with this art piece, and this is Evelyn. Like I said, it's a Memento Mori, which means it is something that, it's an object that people put together and commemorate the dead. What you see here is different compartments that I made. Right here you will see that the little girl's name is Evelyn. When you open her leg, that is an actual raccoon bone. When you open her stomach, you will see some parents grieving for their daughter, kneeling by the grave. The mother is right there kneeling. And right here you'll find a locket that I found with the letter, and it's a locket of hair which I assume belonged to Evelyn. When you open the face, you will see the daughter looking down at her parents from heaven as they're mourning for her in her grave. And this is Evelyn. And it's something that I'm very proud of. And every time I am around it or I see it, I can feel the love. And like I said, some people might find it spooky. I find love and loss very intimate. And that's what I wanted to create when I made Evelyn.
Something that we have a great appreciation for at the Wilde Collection is exotic taxidermy, as I hope you'll be able to tell. This item right here is a Bengal tiger from India. It was taken in 1968 by a rather well-known hunter. He traveled to India 3 times before he actually was able to acquire this his 3rd time. I have the original photo of him with the tiger the day he got it, and a skull from the tiger. It is one of our most prized possessions of taxidermy that we have. It may sound kind of strange to have a love for animals and also like taxidermy. I myself am not a hunter, but I can appreciate taxidermy as an art form, and I can appreciate the good that hunters do for the whole ecological system and for conservation in general. So that's why taxidermy is not necessarily a bad thing.
This piece is very dear to me. This is part of my heritage. I am Hispanic and Black, and this piece I created because I have always been inspired by Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. And this is a Catrina on her wedding day. She has glass eyes and she's got a very happy expression, and it just takes me back to my childhood and celebrating Dia de los Muertos. This is another art piece that I made. It's inspired by the Little Shop of Horrors Audrey 2, and I call her Audrey 3. She is made with 3 different types of animal bones. On the inside you will see a mink skull, then a raccoon skull, a tortoise shell, and red fox. Her name is Audrey 3.
This is the lion and lioness. They're African. They came from a museum in New York. And right here we have a cheetah, which is also another very rare mount. It's probably up there with the tigers as far as its scarcity.
Back during the sideshow days, there were a lot of half-man, half-beast animals that were created in order to bring people in droves, and as Barnum and Bailey used to say, part a fool from their money. Right here you see a sideshow mermaid that I created using sideshow techniques. The thing that Barnum used was half monkey and half fish. Right here it is not monkey. I will not reveal how I made it. I will say that parts of it are real and some parts are not, and you might just have to come by and try to guess for yourself which parts are real and which ones are not. One of the things that we have done as a society is romanticize mermaids. I don't always like to believe that mermaids were the beautiful creatures that are said about and spoken in myth. I like to think that they were cruel. They were not as beautiful as we'd like to believe that they are, seeing as how they lived in the deep, and also what they would do to sailors and captains.
This is an African hyena. It has one of the nicest eyes of any of the mounts here. They're shaded and hand-colored. It's looking up at some jinnets in a tree.
During your visit, what we would like you to do is to look and see things differently. One of the things that I would like you to think about is that a flower does not stop being beautiful when it has withered or died away. One of the things is that we just need to look at it through different eyes. So when you look at our store and you see the bones, you see the skulls, you see the flowers, you see the dead things mixed with the new things, the old things, the eerie things, and the spooky things, you will look at them with different eyes and feel the romance that is behind it, the thought that is behind it, and hopefully you will enjoy our collection as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Thank you.